Just take a few breaths to arrive in your chair, wherever you are, whether you're on the porch, whether you're outside, whether you're inside, whether you have air conditioning, whether you don't have air conditioning. uh, it's not going to be a super vigorous practice today because I just literally finished eating 30 seconds ago. So we won't do any crazy Kapalabhati breath like we did yesterday, and we won't do a huge number of forward folds, but you still can do yoga immediately after you eat, especially chair yoga, as long as you're careful and smart. And we will be careful and smart. Take your 2 feet, place them on the floor, ground wherever you are, wiggle your toes. Connect with the earth or the ground, the floor. It's all the same. Yogis often say earth, but what we mean is that thing that connects us down to the ground. So if you're on like the 20th floor of a building, you're still connected to earth because you're on the floor, and that structurally goes right down to that big mass of stuff that is the earth for us. And feel the circle of your 10 toes. That little half moon, those 2 half moon shapes of the front of your foot, and the 2 ovals of your heel. And just every time I do this, I think flickers through my subconscious the idea of bare feet in the summer. So wiggle your toes, find that barefoot summer feeling where you feel all your feet, every part of them. Imagine your feet are in sand or shallow, warm water. Feel every part of them. Your arch, which springs up like a bridge. It's the same architecture in your foot as it is in the buttresses of Notre Dame Cathedral. Cool, right? Okay. But we can't use those arches very well unless the toes and all the places that are supposed to be on the earth are anchored to the earth. That's why I ask you to lower all the places to the earth that are supposed to be there. And then the places that are supposed to spring up, you spring them up. And that's why we do short foot, right? We pull up on the arch. That part of our foot's supposed to be high so that it gives us that strength. But I digress into foot nerdery. Smile your face a little, close your eyes. Smooth your forehead. Just flip your palms so that the palms face the ceiling or the sky. And just notice if that makes you feel any different. You can try that a couple of times. Place your heavy palms on your legs and then flip them over and just notice if that makes a difference to you. Take 3 inhale, exhales through your nose. And we're all getting really good at making this breath work help us arrive in center. Sounds like my Auntie Janet needs a cooling breath today, so we'll practice some cooling breath. It's called Shitali. It's probably the most fun breath in yoga. I don't know that we've actually done it yet. It operates on many of the same principles of narrowing the opening. So same principle of one of the same principles of why we breathe through the nose. It's a narrower opening than your mouth. We want to regulate the airflow. Shitali is even smaller. And Shitali exposes a lot of surface area to the air as it comes past you. And that's why it's called a cooling breath. And we'll do it nice and slow so we don't heat up our innards, or I don't heat up my innards. The only problem with Shitali is you have to be able to do this one thing with your tongue, and there's a small portion of the population that can't. If you can't, then you imagine you can either take a straw and stick it in your mouth and breathe through the straw, or just purse your lips. But Shitali is rolling your tongue and sticking it out. You need to come closer for that? Rolling your tongue. Fun, right? Okay, so Shitali is breathing in and out through that tube or straw of your tongue. Just try it. Just try 3. And you may have to swallow or stop and rest, but notice a coolness in the back of your throat. Yoga is so weird, right? Okay, take a break. Smile your face. Keep your eyes closed so you don't have to look at yourself doing Shitali on the computer screen. Okay, 3 more breaths. Roll your tongue. If you get tired of rolling your tongue, you can keep it pushed with your fingers. That looks even funnier. You can see that this also has an air hunger component. It slows down the breath that much. So once you've done 3 inhales and exhales, return to a normal breath. And notice. And now let's switch to a cooling breath. Just a cooling breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. So in general, your mouth has more surface area. So if you exhale through your mouth, cools off a bit. And now inhale through your mouth, exhale through your mouth. This is the coolingest breath of all, besides the Shitali. But it tends to dry us out a lot because it doesn't have the moisturizing properties of your nose. One more breath. So I don't recommend that you breathe in and out through your nose. You also don't get the filtering properties. Sorry, in and out through your mouth. You don't get the filtering properties. You'll notice you might have to swallow a little bit after you breathe just exclusively through your mouth. I don't recommend that, but if you're really hot, you can, or at least take a few breaths like that on and off. So just come back to inhaling and exhaling through your nose, normal symmetrical breath. And then take your hands, place them just one on top of each, just over, not on top of each breath, but over each breath. Spread your fingers wide. You currently are holding your pectoralis majors. Those are your pecs. Breathe into your pecs or your upper chest. Feel your fingers move away from each other and then knit back together. A couple more times. Today's practice will be a little bit of a heart opening practice, a little bit of a posture practice. I teach a corporate class on Tuesday mornings in Halifax, and they wanted posture today, and it's nice for me to do the same thing twice in one day because I don't have to think about my content. Plus, everybody can use some posture work. Goodness knows I can. And as you're breathing in and out through up into your chest, and your fingers are moving apart and coming together, notice what muscles are active here. So obviously you're using your intercostals, we know that. You're obviously using your diaphragm, we know that. Check around in your body and just notice what other muscles you're using. And if those muscles include your feet, your toes, your legs, your upper legs, see if you can soften them. As you inhale deeply in and out through your nose, you can exhale through your mouth if you like. Soften any muscles that don't need to be firing. You're going to be using your shoulders a little bit just to hold your hands there. And now here we get to the meat of the matter for posture. A lot of people think that posture is about the back muscles, and it is, but I think it's largely more about the belly and the low back, the quadratus lumborum. So pull your belly button, snuggle it in towards your spine. Begin to breathe just into your chest. Sit up tall and straight in the chair. And now bring your fingers to your collarbone. Remember how we've done this before? Rest your fingertips on your collarbone. And then as you breathe in and out through your chest, notice that smiling action. Your collarbones move ever so slightly outward with each inhale. And ever so slightly down. You can magnify this with your elbows if you like. Inhale, smile them out. Exhale, smile them back. Collarbones never really get to a frown. They come into a smaller smile. They're the happy bones. Inhale to a bigger smile. And then you can really begin to exaggerate this motion. Bring your inner elbows almost to touch. Exhale. Inhale them up like bird wings. Inhale. And 2 or 3 more times. Exhale them down. You can exhale ha sound. And inhale them up, bird wings. Lift your elbows as much as you can. Exhale down, 2 more. Inhale up like bird wings. Exhale down. It's like you're a bird trying to take off, but someone has made you touch your collarbone, so you really can't. Inhale, big and wide, up, up, up. Remember that Jolly Green Giant thing where I asked you to imagine being pulled up on your elbows and then exhale them down. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Push slightly back with the back of your head into your hands. As your chest lifts, lifts, lifts. Feet are still flat on the floor. Feet are alive, but they're soft. Perfect posture of your lower body here. Inhale your chest as much as you can. More, more, more. This is a little test. Inhale, push into your hands. Inhale, inhale, push. Big breath. Take a couple of breaths here. And the test is, I'd like you to feel into your low back right now. Do you have any squinching or squashing feeling in your low back, or does it all feel very supported? Okay, for the next breath, please pull your belly muscles in, snuggle your belly button into your spine, and see if that helps your low back. If it doesn't, then I don't want you to do this kind of a back bend. If you can have zero sensation in the low back, using your belly muscles, firming everything up, soften your feet on the floor a little bit, and then exhale, collapse. Now you know. So that's your max. And if you still had sensation in your low back, I don't want you to go that high. I don't want your chest to go that high. It can still go up a little bit. Come down to elbows kissing in your lap. Inner elbows kiss in your lap, and then inhale up. Yeah, beautiful. Jolly Green Giant pulling on your elbows. Chest is lifted, belly is snug. And exhale down. Feel that across your back, across your chest. Two more. Inhale. I'm consciously putting off sun salutes here until I've digested a little bit more. Inhale, elbows up. Push back into your hands with your head and exhale down. So we're doing the same kind of thing that we do in sun salutes. We're flexing and extending our spine. This is flexed. This is extended. If you really want to get into spinal anatomy, come to my next teacher training. Inhale, overhead. And exhale down. Beautiful. Feels good, right? Flexing and extending your spine. Last one. Inhale up. You might be getting fatigued in your neck, the back of your neck, or your arms or your shoulders. Just stop if it gets too fatiguing. Or make the motion a little smaller. Remember, your belly is snug and active here in the back bend, and exhale down. Elbows into your lap. Now, here, separate your knees and stick your elbows between your knees. If this doesn't work, you're just turning into a little tiny snail here. So bring your elbows in towards your lap. If you can get your elbows between your knees or between your legs, squeeze with your legs. Squeeze your elbows. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. One more breath. Big inhale, exhale. We're going to open into big, wide flying eagle arms, open up, spread your fingers, not rigid fingers, soft fingers, open up like a big eagle. Flap a couple times. All right, shake them out. Beautiful. Okay, I think that's enough time. We can go into some gentle sun salutes. Move back a little bit. Extend your legs if you like. We'll only do 3 today because we started a little bit later. So I did a lot of breath work. And remember, if you want to work on the front of your legs, then floint your feet here. If you want to work on the back of your legs, flex your feet. Either way, you can also just leave your feet completely soft. That's totally fine too. Move to the front of your chair a little bit and inhale overhead. Okay, notice this position. Notice how it looks very familiar and feels very familiar because we just did it. But this time we have our fingertips way up high, lift up high, lift, 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 and now forward fold. Yes, beautiful, everyone. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. And does this position feel familiar too? It's exactly the same. Snuggle your belly button in, and then exhale, fold, release. Inhale, let's pull the right knee up. Does this feel same? Yeah, it is. Lift your chest. You can exaggerate a little bit. Traction, use your leg. Lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, traction. This is such a gentle way to increase the space between your vertebrae. And that's kind of an expression. Come back to neutral. You need this rest here to settle. And then inhale, belly button forward. Extending and flexing the spine. Inhale, left knee up. We're going to go really slow the first time. Left knee up. Big full breath. Exhale out through the mouth or the nose, or Shitali if you want. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. You know we're going to do Shitali again before the end of the practice. Deep inhale, long spine. Lift your chest. And then exhale, forward fold. Use your hands to help you. Use your belly to help you get the chest high. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up we go. Through molasses. Here we are. Lift your chest. Exhale, neutral. Left side. Here we go. Speed it up a little. Lift your chest high. Snuggle your belly button in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Left knee. Moving a little faster, but still. Lift your chest. Exhale, curl. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, neutral, take a rest. We enjoy rests no matter how small, right? Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, long spine. Elevate your chest. Nice strong belly button. Belly muscles. Extend your leg and legs and forward fold. Graceful movement on the breath. Inhale, long spine. Fill your lungs. Exhale, fold. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, neutral. Beauty. Let's do some with some lunges. Here we go. Inhale overhead. Lift your chest. Exhale. A little faster. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Right knee up or turn to the right. Extend your left leg. Long lunge. Exhale, drop down. Big inhale. Sweep your arms up if you want to or can. Exhale. Here we go to the center position. Keep your legs spread if you can. Take a rest. Inhale. belly button forward. Exhale, belly button back. So proud of you guys. Inhale, either left knee up or turn to the left and long, long line. Exhale down. You can come off your chair if you want that super deep lunge. Big inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Legs are apart or together, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, big deep fold. This is your rest. Inhale, use your belly, use your low back to come up. Lift your chest, also using your low belly and your back, and exhale. Beautiful. Let's go a little faster. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, either left knee up or turn. Exhale, drop down. Big inhale, long line. Exhale, come to center. Rest. Soften your belly. Inhale, belly button through. Exhale, belly button back. Inhale, either pull your right knee up or turn to the right. Extend your left leg. Exhale, come off your chair if you like and you want the deep long lunge like I do and it feels good. I'm bringing my knee right down to the floor today. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, we're coming back, forward fold. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, neutral. Take a breath. One more forward fold. Will I do it with the chair or without? I think I'll do it with the chair because I feel like you know how to do this without the chair. Okay, so come to face your chair if you want to. Stay seated if you want. You just do exactly what we just did. Two choices. You can either do the lunge or the knee into your chest. If you're standing in front of your chair, it's right in front of you. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. And when I get to this fold, my head hits my chair. That depends on your flexibility and the height of your chair. Exhale, you can step back a little bit. Inhale, half lift. The chair's really nice for the half lift. Raise your chest. Exhale, down we go. If you're seated, do your right leg stuff. If you're standing, step your right leg back. Big inhale. Big exhale. Curl your head in if you're seated. Big inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog or relaxation pose, neutral pose. Here's the tricky thing if you're doing this half chair thing. I like to do a full inhale forward, but your chair has to be really stable. You have to have strong wrists that you're confident about. And also you have to have low back confidence, and your chair needs to, not move. Like I said, exhale back. We're still working the right foot from the standing up position. If you're seated, your left knee curls up. Big inhale, big exhale. And remember, you don't have to do this with my breath, as long as you're actually doing movement on breath. Inhale, long spine, or long breath. Exhale, forward fold. Step forward if you like. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, neutral pose. Now, I'll just step closer to my chair to do the second side, just to show you. Inhale, overhead. If you really want to use a lot of the chair here, exhale, fold. Don't worry about where your head comes to, as long as it doesn't bonk you in the head. Inhale, half lift. So this is just like a step forward out of the chair, but not all the way to the center of the room. Exhale, fold. Chair's still supporting you. Step your left leg back. Curl your left knee in if you're seated. Exhale, push into your left ankle. Big inhale, long spine. You can even sweep one hand off the chair here. Exhale, downward facing dog in the chair. You reposition your feet and you lean into your underarms here. On the inhale, just lift your chest. You don't have to ripple all the way forward like I did last time. But you lift your chest. You extend your spine and then you flex your spine again. And now we're working the left leg. If we're standing in the chair, curl your right knee in. Exhale down. Big inhale, long spine. Exhale, step that back foot up. My right foot comes up. I squiggle away from the chair just a little bit. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Use your belly and back muscles here. Exhale, fold for the last time. Inhale up. Exhale, neutral. Okay, let's do a little posture check, whether you're in the chair or you're standing. If you want to come to standing, that's awesome. Maybe a little more effective if you're standing, but if you want to stay in the chair, it's also good to have good chair posture. Soften everything, close your eyes. I think you should be able to do this just listening to my words. Soften everything as much as you can. What muscles do you need to be active to keep you standing? Not that many. There's going to be a little bit of action in the belly, a little action in the legs, pretty much none in the arms, a little bit in the neck, a little bit in the shoulders to keep your shoulders back a little bit. Take a breath. Deeply inhale and then shitali it out through your tongue. Deeply inhale. Exhale, shitali. Remember, you can also make a straw with your mouth. Deeply inhale. One more. Inhale through your nose, shitali it out. That's like an awesome band name, shitali it out. Okay. Rock back and forth on your feet if you're standing. Notice the half moons of your feet that we talked about at the beginning, the 10 gumdrops of your toes, the 2 circles of your heels. Notice them all even on the floor. Notice the rise of your arches as they spring, hopefully, off the floor. And then just zoom up, bring your awareness, zoom it up your legs, bring it to your hips, and your hips are over your ankles, more or less. Ankles might be a little bit in. And then zoom it up, belly is engaged and toned. Bring your awareness up, 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 up. Shoulders are directly over your hips. Hands are soft and long. Fingers are curled. Palms are soft. We hold a lot of tension sometimes in our hands. And then here's the tricky part that we often don't get. You do this seated or standing. Just slide your head back so that your head is balanced, your skull is balanced on top of that long line of your spine. And then notice in the doing of this, have you tightened anything up? Soften as much as you can while still keeping those necessary muscles engaged. It's hard, right? Take another breath, inhale through your nose. Shitali it out. Things might get a little spitty with shitali, but whatever. Okay, now notice if anything tightened up while you were concentrating on curling your tongue. Soften it up again. Okay, let's come back to seated. If you're standing. Take a breath. Notice your body. We're going to twist right away. Are we? Yes, I guess we are. Okay. Settle your feet on the floor. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale them down again. We're going to take another one of those, and this time we're going to lift our chest. Inhale, lift your chest. Push into the chair with your bum. Your pelvic floor is tight, your belly is tight, your legs are tight, your whole torso is stretched up to the ceiling, and exhale down. Can you get a sense of the lines and the layers of the fascia here that you go through when you do this? Inhale overhead. Everything's sliding and slipping. Your skin is slipping over your fat. Your fat is slipping over top of your myofascia. Your myofascia is slipping over top of your muscles, and your muscles are slipping over top of your bones. There's tons of other tissues in there that I'm not mentioning, but anyway, that's more or less the gist. Exhale down. Last time, last chance to really concentrate on feeling this. Inhale overhead, feel the slipping, the growing. Grow up your chest, lift your chest, snuggle up your belly. And now we're going to twist one direction or the other. I don't care which. Grab onto your chair behind you, grab onto your legs, super twist. Hold onto your chair, rotate around the column of your spine. Now your spine is not a column. I think you know that, and I'm just kind of using that as a euphemism. Your spine has two major bends in it, and those bends need to be there. But imagine, just for simplicity, that you have a straight spine and it is long, 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 and you're pushing off the seat, the crown of your head is high, and then you're twisting. So take a breath. Shitali it out if you like. Inhale back to center. Take an exhale. That's your rest. That's your rest and reset. What we want to do is work all this stuff and then make it normal. And the rest part is what makes it normal. Inhale overhead. Lift up, push into the seat, lift up, way up, push off the seat with your belly and your bum and your pelvic floor, and then twist to the other side. So we're doing the work right now. We're doing the work in the spine. We're twisting, moving everything out of its patterned behavior. Try not to jut your chin forward like I was just doing. Deep inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, exhale, shitali it out if you like. Come back to center and take an exhale break. Take a full breath of break here. Feel if your spine feels different. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of back bending here. I'm just going to turn sideways. You can stay exactly how you are. Spread your hands over your bum. Touch your pinkies in the middle if you can. And magnetize your elbows towards each other. And like I was saying to my class this morning, magnetize is maybe not exactly the right word. Imagine that you have a little system of pulleys and they're attached to both elbows and you're pulling them together. What is it we call it when we have pulleys? Mechanical advantage. Imagine that there's like a pulley system with a high mechanical advantage there. So just a little pull and your elbows get closer together, closer together, closer together, and then release them. Bring your hands forward, lay your hands on your legs and just relax. I'm going sideways because I want you to be able to see what's going on behind my body. Inhale, hands back again. Touch your pinkies if you can. Magnetize or pulley your elbows towards each other. And this time, push into the chair, lift your chest a little, take a few breaths. And exhale, come back, bring your hands back to your legs, take a resting breath. So you see what's going on, right? We're moving the fascia, we're replacing it, and we're trying to repattern it, but we can't repattern it unless we take a breath here and soften it. So here we do the work. Big inhale, lift your chest highest this time, really high, big back bend, big huge back bend. My feet are even coming off the floor a little bit, and lift and pull your elbows together. Take an inhale, Shitali it out if you like. That is bloody hard. Big inhale. Release and forward fold. So just take a forward fold. That's even more of a break for your back muscles, your shoulder muscles. Get really soft. Forward fold. Take an inhale, exhale. Last time, and if you want to, you can come to standing. Place your hands on your bum. Anchor your feet into the floor. Pull your elbows towards each other. Lift your chest. Lift, lift, lift. Lift your chin even maybe a little. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. One more big inhale. Remember the low back thing? Come out if you have sensitivities. Deep inhale. Exhale, Shitali if you like. Everybody, inhale. Everybody, forward fold. Take a deep, long exhale, forward fold. Relax everything, repattern. Softening to repattern. If you're standing, grab opposite elbows. If you're seated, just cascade forward. Nod your head if you're standing. Releasing your neck. Your neck's part of those patterns as well. Notice as you breathe here that your forward fold might get a little deeper. I have a little bit of a bent leg here. I'm standing and I have a tiny bit of a bent leg. I think you get more out of a forward fold with a tiny bit of bent leg. Most people do. Last breath. Big exhale. We're going to come up. So here's the work. Snuggle up your belly. Come back up. Exhale, neutral. Take a breath. Where are your shoulders here? Do they need to come back a little? If they do, smile them back. Notice if they can stay back there by themselves. And take a breath. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of rhomboid work. Remember, rhomboids are those little muscles that are just inside your shoulder blades, between your shoulder blades and your spine. And I was saying this morning, I always think of them, it's a sort of inaccurate image, but I always think of them as two strips of that ribbon candy. You know that ribbon candy that's like kind of squishy and it's kind of sweet and sour. I don't know why, but I always think of it, or you can think of it just as ribbons. They're kind of like ribbons going down. So between your spine and your shoulder blades, and they're really underused, as I've said many times before. I'm a bit of a broken record on that one. So bring your hands to your knees and pull your shoulder heads together. We've done lots of this before. Pull your shoulder blades, shoulder heads together in front, and then pull them back. It's basically cat-cow with an emphasis on your shoulders. Shoulder heads come forward. See if you can find some new stuff here. After that work that we did, it might feel a little asymmetrical. That's repatterning. Exhale forward. Almost all injuries, especially injuries that are wear and tear injuries, like arthritis and stuff like that, a lot of it comes from misalignment and bad patterning. So we can repattern everything. Every time you go to the massage therapist, if they're a good one, they'll probably repattern your walking, and then you walk out the door and you go back into your old patterns. So that's the challenge. The body's patterned for a reason. Maybe you have a slightly higher hip, or maybe your eyes are off center, or there's some kind of asymmetry, and what happens is the body tries to correct, and we get these kind of, well, there's lots of other reasons too, but yeah, the body tries to correct, and we get these kind of weird loopy things where we're asymmetrical, and then one side hurts and the other side doesn't. Or one part hurts and it's far away from the place that's actually tight and where the adhesion is. Inhale, open. Last one, exhale, bring your shoulder heads together. Okay, shake them out. Fly like a bird, couple of breaths, and then we're going to do these big eagle wings. Inhale forward, still cat cow. That's cow, and this is cat. It's like cat eagle, cow eagle, cat eagle. Big, wide, soft wings. Your fingers are wide and soft. So they're like jazz hands, but they're not rigid. They're soft, but you're feeling the energy all the way out to your fingers. You're feeling the movement all the way out to your fingers. Inhale, eagle, cow. Exhale, eagle, cat. One more. Inhale, eagle, cow. Exhale, eagle, cat. Take a couple of kayaks forward and backwards. Take a breath. Oh my, how the time does fly in this class. Okay, one last thing. Let's do a little bit of swimming. So lean your head forward a little bit and just take a little bit of front crawl. I'm going swimming at 4 with my Uncle Rob and my friend Patrice. Okay, backstroke, 1, 2. This really depends on your chair. You might not be able to do a full backstroke, but these are basically just shoulder curves. Take a couple more. Rotate your neck side to side. And then move your way back to that back position on your chair so you can feel the front of the chair under your knees. And again, even if your feet aren't touching the floor in this position, which mine aren't, I still have my toes spread. Just softly, I feel all those parts of my feet that are wide, even if they're not touching the floor, they're just hovering. Take your hands and plonk them on your upper thighs, palms facing the ceiling, and just notice in your own nervous system if anything changes when you do that. Take 2 Shitali breaths. Deeply inhale through your nose. Deeply exhale through your tongue. We think it's kind of crap that this might cool us off, but remember, this was created by the ancient yogis and it's damn hot in India. Deeply inhale, or parts of India, they had definitely had some heat issues when they were practicing. Exhale through your tongue. Release your breath. Softly in and out through your nose. Where are your shoulders now? Are they nice and soft? Your hands are supported on your legs. Just soften your shoulders as much as you can. Soften your feet, the tops and the bottoms. Soften your shins. Release and relax the back of your knees. Huddle those big, huge muscles of your upper legs. How much of your upper body do you need to be firing and energized here? What can you soften? I guarantee you can soften your shoulders, so you might need to tweak them back a little bit so that your shoulder blades are smooth along your back. But then try releasing them. See if you've got any releasing pattern from today. Soften your neck. Soften your jaw. Soften your lips and your cheeks. Can you feel any tingling from the Shitali? Really good for the face. Soften your eye sockets. Bring your attention to your left eyebrow. and your right eyebrow. And now slide them apart. Smooth out your forehead. Notice how your face opens and widens and gets a little more curious when that forehead is wide. It's your center of learning. Your prefrontal cortex is right behind there, just like a centimeter behind your forehead. Bring you back to this place, your body. Deeply inhale through your nose. Move your fingers and toes. Move your shoulders and neck. Open your eyes. Softly smile. Thanks so much, everyone.